In my final year of medical school in 2016, I realized an overwhelming problem that doctors in a hospital setting in South Africa really struggle to keep track of where their patients are and what tasks need to happen for each of their patients every day. I created a diary called the Internship Organizer that I was making for my own internship, but it grew from strength to strength, from a passion project into my first entrepreneurial venture. But I realized that the problem was not yet completely solved, and doctors were starting to use apps and generic task management apps to keep track of their patients in a hospital setting. And I realized, if not me, then who? And if not now, then when? So I decided I was the perfect person to be brave and create an app for the doctors of South Africa, an app that's proudly made for doctors by doctors. WardWorks is a free app designed for doctors and healthcare workers working in a hospital setting in South Africa that helps a team of doctors keep track of where their patients are and what tasks need to happen for each of them every day. This allows a team of doctors or healthcare workers to share the workload amongst their team, and we hope to reduce physician burnout in doing so, as well as improve the outcomes for the patients that these frontline workers work with on a daily basis. One piece of advice that I would give to somebody starting their entrepreneurial journey is to speak to your customers. Speak to the people who have the need that you're trying to solve. You have to understand the problem in their own words and how they have experienced the problem hands-on or on the ground. Don't assume that you understand the problem, or don't assume that your solution is the solution they're looking for. Understand them fully before you decide on how you're going to solve the problem they have. Being involved in this process has been an amazing experience, and it's really nice to be seen in this way. Sometimes the entrepreneurial journey is really lonely and it can be a roller coaster. So winning an award like this is the validation that a young entrepreneur sometimes needs to just know that you're on the right track.
Coming from a very big family, being the first graduate, I had to look for something that will actually benefit everyone, not just me. And then also looking at my community was also things that inspired me to start Cookery. So they used to collect waste and then hire transport to transport it to town, and then they had to pay money. And then I decided, what if I bring this closer to home, closer to them? By so doing, I'll be reducing cost of transport and then creating employment for them again, and then making a living for myself as well. So basically, my family and my community inspired me because I believe everything should start home and then I escalate to outside. Cook Green Hands is a buyback center where communities come and sell their recyclables. So our business model is very simple. We buy already sorted waste, and then we bale, and then we sell. We work with manufacturing companies such as Sapi, Hulamine, and other plastic manufacturing companies. That's what we do in Go Green. We are all about environment, promoting recycling. We are actually the first step in the recycling project as a whole. To somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur, I would say the reason you started should be valid enough for you to keep going. Because in this industry that we are at, in the business journey, there are so many challenges. So you have to have a valid foundation that will actually push you to stay, even if it's going to get tough or obstacles will come floating your way. But then your reason should be valid enough for you to hang on, for you to push, and for you to realize your passion. So I would say your reason to start should be the reason you keep pushing and pushing until you are where you want to be. Winning the awards on the Santam Win of the Future for me would be a great achievement. It would actually create a platform for me to showcase or to make everyone understand that in this business world, you don't have to think outside your community. You just have to look around you and see, what am I going to use in order to put food on my table and also to create employment for others. It will actually stress that with just waste material, you can actually run a formal and a very profitable business.
So what inspired me to start Dial a Legal Assistant was actually the economic standing of South Africa. I found myself being like many law graduates who spend a lot of years in university studying to get their qualification. However, when it's time to actually find employment, the job prospects just don't look that good. It took me a very long time to find a law firm to actually serve my articles at. And when I finally did find that law firm, my stay there was very short-lived, and I had to subsequently leave. And I realized that I have to find a way to make my degree work for me, essentially. So I took the skills that I've learned, I took the qualification that I've got, I took the very little experience that I had, and I decided that I'm actually going to start freelancing at law firms and just let them know, listen, if you need extra help, I'm here to help whenever you need it. And then I realized there's actually a market for my services, and I then recruited additional legal assistants to join me in actually assisting companies and law firms and government entities. So basically, we provide temporary staffing solutions to law firms or companies in their legal departments, or even government institutions that have a lot of legal backlogs. I would give two pieces of advice to an aspiring young entrepreneur. The first is you need to make sure that your business model is viable. You need to make sure that your business model is feasible. And once you've established that, I would advise that you actually need to be very resilient, because there will be a lot of resistance. There'll be a lot of resistance to you actually finding breakthrough, and you're going to have to really believe that you are the person that can do what you're proposing to do. You have to really believe that you've got what it takes, and you have to really believe that the services that you offer are going to make a difference to your target market or even just society in general. Winning the Santam Rising Star Award would mean that I get the opportunity to have more access to opportunities for unemployed law graduates. It would really translate as me gaining some sort of credibility in the legal industry, because the legal industry is very traditional, and because of that, not a lot of new ways of doing things are easily accepted. So winning this opportunity would mean for me and my company that we have access to creating more job opportunities for law graduates who are very deserving and just waiting for a chance just to really discover their own potential.